This is my video blog focused on the students part B, and for this section we were to follow a student around without them noticing and try and figure out who they are, what their feelings about school are, and what their feelings about others are. And we were supposed to pick a child who was different from us in a way, had a different background or a different experience with school. So I talked to my cooperating teacher about it, and she decided that this kid, call him Bob, was a good candidate to do. She is having trouble figuring him out. He's kind of disruptive in class, but kind of weird, not like your typical like bad boy disruptive. Just an interesting kid. She had actually reported to the special ed teacher that maybe he should get tested for emotional disorders, paranoia, something like that. So I followed him around. The first class I went to was science. In his science class, he was completely fine and sat down. He actually sat down at the table I was sitting at. And as soon as the class started, he just picked his stuff up and turned to walk away. And it was in middle class, so it was just really random, not sure where he was trying to go. The teacher was like, Bob, sit down, you're fine where you are. I don't know if he was trying to switch seats, if he was trying to leave, no clue. So then he sat there for a while, and they were going over their lab, and they were about to do, and she had litmus paper. And in the middle of her talking, he goes, "This stuff is ghetto. Is it the schools? This just looks really ghetto." And I'm not really sure where he got that from. It was just litmus paper, but just was something to say, I guess. So he did that. But then they started working on their lab, and he was very focused. He worked really hard. As I watched him go to the different stations, he was doing his work constantly. Wasn't goofing off that much. I mean, no more than any other student. Next I went to math, which was his next class, and a girl walked in and told the teacher right away, "Bob just tried to trip me," or something like that. So I could start to tell his interactions with students, with other students, was kind of off. In science, he'd actually also kind of been bickering with a few of the girls in there, and I'm not really sure what about, but there was something going on. So, sat through part of math. Again, he was focused when they were doing the work. In civics, he actually got sent out of the classroom because while she was going over directions for the day, he was doing the whole Napoleon Dynamite thing, and so she sent him out until it was time to do work. And once he got in, he was fine once work started. I had worked actually with him week before in groups, and he was constantly bullying this one girl, making fun of her. I don't know if it was a flirtatious bullying or what, but like just constant, would not give it up. And it was kind of inappropriate, and he was even talking about it in front of me. So he clearly doesn't see a line there of appropriate and not appropriate. And so he was just bullying her and not focused on work then. A couple days later, they had two of the classes combined, and they were watching a movie for class. And he came up to the teacher and was like, "Can I go down to the office to report bullying?" And he claimed this girl had been bullying him. Could have been true, could have not been, I don't know, but he went down to the office, reported it, came back 10 minutes later and said that no one took it seriously and no one takes bullying seriously around there. I thought it was an interesting contrast that he was reporting someone from bullying when I had seen him constantly bullying this girl for a whole class. So after observing him, talking to the teachers about him, getting their opinions, he really just seems, I think he likes school. I think he likes to work. He's just socially awkward. And he gets very upset when people say he's paranoid. When they were in their group work, his group members were like, "You're so paranoid, Bob. You're so paranoid," and he was just like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm not." You could tell he had genuine anger there. So I don't know his history. I think that'd be really interesting to find out. Maybe he has a history of paranoia or emotional problems, and that is something that's really upsets him. I'm not sure. I would like to find out more, but from just following him, I could kind of get his view of school, his view on others, and I do think he likes school. He doesn't seem to be a rebel against school. He just seems to need to be doing something to be focused. When he does lab work, he's fine. But when there's just talking going on, he feels the need to interject, the need to disrupt. As far as his relationship and view of others, I don't know that that is at such a good level. He didn't seem to have any really close friends. I couldn't pick out one person that he really liked being around, really enjoyed. He sat with random people, talked to random girls. A lot of the time it was girls that he was claiming to be bullied by or bullying. Again, it's 8th grade. I don't know if that's a flirtatious thing, but it seemed like it wasn't. I think you can normally tell a difference. So he just seemed to be really socially awkward and to struggle in that area. Overall, I'm still kind of perplexed by him. I don't really know what to think about him, but I do think he genuinely likes school just by the amount of work he puts into it, and he does well. He doesn't get bad grades, but his social interactions are off. His view of others are off, or maybe he is being bullied because he bullies others, maybe he's being bullied for unjust reasons, I don't know, but hopefully I can continue to find out.